Happy spring, everyone. We're ready for our first video inventory walkthrough of the season. Now, this is all stuff that just came out of winter storage earlier this week, and it's still looking a little bit worse for wear, but starting to green up. These are all plants that are left over from last season because we propagate most of our own stock throughout the year. We always have new stuff ready to go, usually starting in May and then throughout the summer as things are ready to sell, our inventory increases. But I will walk you through what we have today for this weekend. So we have just a few of the Virginia native wild strawberries. Lots of Joan J. thornless red raspberries, and that's always a great option, especially for kids and school gardens because they're ripe in the fall when school starts. We have one flat of the Joan J. in quart pots and a ton in the gallon pots. Now, all of our non-grafted nursery stock is everything is priced according to pot size. So non-grafted pots in quart size pots are $8, gallon size pots are $16, and the little 3-inch pots are $4. We've got a decent amount of royalty purple raspberries. Those are probably my favorite raspberry. We've got a bunch in gallons and a few in quarts. Some jewel black raspberries in quarts. More royalty. Ohio Treasure is an ever-bearing black raspberry. And those didn't get turned around. Those are more royalty. Here we've got just a few of the wildwood elderberries left from last year. We will have more cuttings ready to go in May. Honeyberries, a decent selection of varieties on those. Those really don't like being in winter storage too late because they sprout out early. Here we have our blueberries. They're all still fairly small plants. Aurora, Hannah's Choice, Early Blue, Berkeley. I know there are some Elliott in there somewhere. And down here we have a few gojis, mostly the Big Life goji, a few Sweet Life goji to pollinate them. Kalinka, highbush cranberry, Phillips, which is a native highbush cranberry, viburnum. A decent selection of Aronia, some Nero seedlings in gallon size, Nero, Viking, and Mackenzie in quarts for $8. Okay, the herb table. Now any of these herbs that aren't up yet, we are not letting go until we see that that they made it through the winter well and are viable. But the ramps are up and happy, ready to go. A smattering of other things. Some bergamot. The perennial sorrel is really happy and ready to go to new homes already. A little bit of chocolate burnet. Down here we have the Allegheny service berries and a few Northline dwarf service berries. Some mulberries. The ones marked BB, those are seedlings of a native red mulberry, the Morus rubra. And then we also have the improved varieties like the Italian, Kakuso, Illinois Everbearing. And these are $16 in the quart size, and not the seedlings, but the grafted ones, the varieties, are $20 in the gallon size. So the red mulberry seedlings here are just $16. Witch hazel. Some little tiny witch hazel there. In the 3-inch pots, those will be $4. Once those, I would like them to sprout out and, be sure that they're viable before we sell those little guys. Pink kip roses, a couple nice big plants. Some more bergamot there. Some rudbeckia, Zorba red oregano. Let's go around here to the apples. We have a decent selection of the semi-dwarf apples. The ones marked M111, that's a semi-dwarf fruit stock. Red Free, Arkansas Black, Chestnut Crab, Liberty, Geneva Crab, Red Free, Arkansas Black, Molly's Delicious, Hudson's Golden Gem. And then we have just a few of the Bud 9, that's the dwarf rootstock apples, Red Free, Liberty, Geneva Crab, and Arkansas Black. Pears, we have a nice selection of pears this year. Potomac, Shenandoah, Kiefer, Sunrise, Potomac, Shenandoah, Red Claps, Honey Sweet, Magnus, Sunrise, Kiefer, and the Asian pears, which are the easiest, everyone's favorites, are Korean Giant and Shinseki, are the ones that we have available. We have just 3 of the Japanese raisin trees left. They're getting pretty big there in their 2-gallon pots. Going around the bend here, we have just a few plums left, some purple leaf peaches. Okay, now the Javid's almonds, those have been in really high demand this year, and we're limiting those to 2 per customer. We have about 6 good trees there that are looking really nice and ready to go this spring. That gallon one I'm not sure about, so we're going to hang on to that one until it sprouts out and make sure it's looking healthy and vigorous. Nice couple trays of the Nanking bush cherries. Those sprouted out early in the winter storage as well and are all etoliated, but they're starting to green up, coming out of that shock from storage already. All right, of the big trees, we just got in these larger apple trees. We order in from another nursery since we can't keep the ones that we graft in stock long enough for them to get big for people. But right now, what we have potted is just this one crab apple. What is it? Whitney crab. But we did just get in our shipment of other apple trees and larger fruit trees that will be ready to go pretty soon. But this is what is available for this weekend. We have the basswood, nanny berries. Now these are not grafted, the basswood and nanny berries, so they are, what is the 2-gallon price on those? Oh, I'll have to look it up. You can look it up. I should know. Down here we have a few of the larger pears left from last year. That's Blake's Pride, Mini Pear, and Magnus. And a lot of really nice grafted mulberries. I'm excited to have some that are starting to get larger for people. We've got Lucille, Shangri-La, GH1, Girardi Dwarf, which is my favorite mulberry, possibly my favorite tree that we sell. The Illinois Everbearing, which would be my second favorite mulberry. These are some seedling ginkgo trees. And we have just one cherry left from last year. That's a Sam, sweet cherry. A few plums here. Seneca, AU Rosa, and a wild plum down there. All right, we've got a nice full table of pawpaws. These are the seedlings down here at this end. Again, those are just $8 in the quart size and $4 in the little 3-inch pots. Non-grafted seedlings in the gallon pots are $16, and then these from here on are all the grafted pawpaw trees. The grafted ones are $16 in the quart pots, $20 in the gallon pots. Varieties are Benson, Atwood, Halvin, Davis, Overlease, Sunflower, Mango, and then in the gallons, Atwood, Benson, Chappelle, Overlease, Jerry's Big Girl, IXL, and I always forget what MGA is. In the 2-gallon size, those are $34. We've got Atwood, Benson, and Chappelle. Okay, we've got gooseberries and currants here, and a few josta berries. 3-gallon size jostas, those are $16. The candy sweet gooseberry, Pixwell gooseberry, a few quart jostas, and then the GDS, it's Gloire de Sablon pink currant. JBT is Yonkers Van Tet's red currant. Forgive my pronunciation there. Bamboo, the yellow groove bamboo, just a few plants left of that. Some hybrid poplars, some willows, gold basket willow, some golden corkscrew willows, some variegated, dappled willow. A few of the Dickey Meadows basket willow. The hops. Cascade is looking really good. The others aren't up yet. Some seedling Cornelian cherries. We've still got a really nice selection of muscadines. Sugargate, Nesbit, Darlene, Carlos, Ison, Summit. Okay, the regular grapes, Concords, Vidal, Orange Muscat, Buffalo Blue, just a few, miscellaneous ones. On this side, Sunchokes, those aren't up yet, and Skirret, we're going to wait on those until we're sure they're up and viable. Not selling those until we know that they're nice. Quince down here, the PS is a Chinese quince. I believe that's a Pseudosidonia sinensis, I think. Anyways, the Chinese quince. TNQ, that is Toyo Nishiki, that's a flowering quince. The CQ is Cameo flowering quince. Got a decent selection of those. And then ginkgos. Now these are mostly grown from cuttings. So they are the grafted price. The Jade Butterfly and Goldspire are the male varieties, and then Salem Lady and Eastern Star are the female ginkgos if you want the nuts, which are supposedly really tasty. Haven't had them yet. Persian walnuts, also known as English walnuts. Got those in gallons and 2 gallons. Heart nuts in 2-gallon size. Some black walnuts, some butternuts. More black walnuts. Hickories. The shell barks. Some. Oh, I forget what that one. I forget whether that's a shellbark or a shagbark, that BM. It's a selection from the wild that is larger, has larger nuts and is easier to crack. Some pecans, the northern pecan that's hardy here. These are seedlings of improved varieties. seedlings of SH is Starking Hardy, and KP is Kanza. Those are seedlings of those improved varieties. Although, hopefully we'll have some grafted varieties later in the summer. Eastern hazelnuts, we've got a ton of those now. Some Yamhill and Jefferson European hazelnuts. Now those are seedlings of those improved varieties, Yamhill and Jefferson. A ton of nice Chinese chestnuts. Those are seedlings of improved Chinese chestnut varieties. Kentucky coffee tree. We've got those in gallons and 2 gallons. Some of our native red buds selected from here on our property. Some seedlings of a thornless honey locust. Now, 10% of seedlings like this will end up having thorns. Now, our larger size thornless honey locust, we've already weeded out the ones that show up with thorns. We have a few, I'm losing the name. Anyways, the Amorpha fruticosa here, the false indigo. We've got a bunch of quart size of those, and some ornamental clovers. One dwarf baptisia left from last year, and I believe we have a few other baptisia in the little greenhouse, which, let's pause this and I'll go over there. Okay, here we are in our little propagation greenhouse. The figs and kiwis are still over here to protect them from late frosts. We've still got a really nice selection of fig varieties. Latarula, Magbar, Nero, Chicago Hardy, Yellow Longneck, Black Forest, Ischia, Danny's Delight, Syrian Dark. I already said that. Brooklyn Dark. I think there might be a Brooklyn White somewhere there. And a few. So most of these, well, we've got both a decent amount of quarts over there, and then gallons, and then just a few of the 2-gallon figs. Our pomegranates are still here in the greenhouse. Now those are definitely very marginally hardy here. We haven't gotten more than one fruit off of ours in the past 8 years, but we've got a few different varieties for people who are adventurous and want to try them anyways. Kiwis, we have a few of the, I think these are all Ken's Red, yeah, in the 2-gallon size pots. One and a few Ken's Red in the quart pots, and a bunch of male kiwis there in the quart pots. And then these are the late summer cuttings from last year that will be ready to go in about a month after we get them potted up and they have a chance to get established in their pots a little bit before we sell them. But we will have Gumi, just the Sweet Scarlet Gumi, ready to go by May. Those are looking really nice. And a few other varieties of blueberries than what we have out there right now. Of course, they'll be pretty tiny this year yet. But, oh, and some, just a few of the clove currants. Those are right there. And joy bush cherry over there. Anyways, hope to see everybody this weekend. Well, tomorrow. Actually, we're open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this week. So, happy spring.